Okay, so let's talk about simple interest. So here's a formula. The interest you earn is your principal times your rate times your time. So when we talk about principal, that's what you start with. Does that make sense? Principal is what you start with. Your interest is in decimal form, and your time is going to be in years. Number one, you invest $600 in a bank account. So that is my P. And you earn 2.8% interest. So that's going to be my rate. How much interest will you have after 9 years? Okay, so here I go. Interest equals principal 600 times, make it a decimal, which means to move it 2 places, times 9. So you will have made $151.20 of interest in 9 years. Okay, number two, almost the same question but different ending. You invest $5,000 principal, earn it into a bank account. 3.2 is your rate, and 4 years is your time. So here we go. Interest equals P, R as a decimal, and time. Okay, same idea. Are you getting 640? But my question is different. Here's my question. How much money do you have now? So what will you do with that info? How much money do you have now?
You're going to take the 5,000 and add the interest.
So you need to add, because you already had the 5,000 and then the 640 was on top of that, okay? So be careful with the questions. Okay, you invest $15,000 and in 6 years you have that much. What simple interest rate did you invest at? Okay, interest. How much interest is there? So think about your numbers. You started with 15,000. You ended up with that much. So what will I do? I got to take those two values, and the interest is, are you going to subtract them? Does that make sense to you? Does it make sense that we made $1,710 of interest? Principal, so I'm going to put 15,000 there because I started with 15. The rate is the thing I don't know, and the time I can put 6. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could already times those, or you could type it into your calculator like that with brackets. So up to you. Remember, it's probably going to be a decimal number because it's an interest rate. So if you think about your answer, it's probably going to be a decimal. Can you make sure you type that in properly? I just wanted to make sure you had the chance to type it. Or, how else could I write that? 1.9%. And I think I'm okay with an either or answer. Okay. Return on investment. So on your formula sheet, you have a formula for this, but I feel like your formula is a little bit complicated. But here's, I think it might match this one. Your interest divided by principal times 100. This is a simple one. Your formula sheet is a little more complicated. Okay. You're investing 2,003% for 4 years. So interest equals P times the rate times the time. Okay, so we made $240 of interest off that. Okay, this is how I think about rate of return is what I usually call it. It says return on your investment, the rate of return. Is like the money you made out of the money you put in. How much money have you made that wasn't yours? How much money did you make versus how much did you have to put in? Okay, so how much money did we make? So we made $240, okay, because that $240 wasn't ours. Divided by how much did we have to put into it with our own money out of our own pocket? 2,000. Okay, 0.12. So I'm going to answer it as a 12% return on my money, which is really high. So if you ever get an investment like that high, woohoo, invest in that. That's a good return.